I was stunned on the day, and I still...
Shocked and stunned.
I mean, I cry easy, and I mean, just the other day, just because we're all sitting here, George and I watched this movie that Yoko was making about John, and I just get emotional. Oh, don't tell me, don't. No, I do, I get emotional, so...
Like George now.
I still miss the man. I loved the man, I was close to the man. And he went out just in such a stupid way, you know.
How did you hear
and the
news?
guy's famous now, for God's sake. Yeah, but...
How did you hear the news yourself?
Well, I heard it. We were in the Bahamas at the time, and my stepdaughter, Francesca, called up, Barbara's daughter, and she said, something on the news about John. I said, well, what is it? Like shooting and things like that? Well, you know, we don't know what it is, you know. I didn't really... I never ever went to, like, good night. And then they called back, and they said, yeah, he's actually been blown away. So we sat around and just devastated, actually. I mean, I was just down. And so 5 o'clock in the morning, I ordered a plane and flew to New York just to see if there was anything, you know, you can do, but you can't, but you just, you know, when you get to that position or situation, you know, you just do something, and that's what Barbara and I did, because you couldn't have a holiday after that, you know. Mm. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You've seen it?
Oh, yeah, I felt one time very strong that I was in a hotel room in L.A., and I was real down and miserable, whatever was going on. He was in the corner saying, what are you doing? I'm being miserable. I said, well, come on, get it together. No, I believe, like George, on that respect, though we just did the joke a bit about the eggs, that we do continue. And I do believe in God.
Yeah, I was in bed at the time in England, and I don't know, the call came through sometime in the morning, 4 or 5 in the morning. I didn't take the call. Olivia took the call, and she said, John's been shot. And I thought, oh, how bad is it? You know, I just thought maybe a flesh wound or something like that. But they said, no, that's it, he's dead. So I didn't know. I just went back to sleep, actually. I just, maybe it's just a way of getting away from it. I just went to sleep. And then waited to see, you know, what it said the next morning. And he was still dead the next morning, unfortunately. Oh. But, you know, I feel not so bad about it, in as much as, you know, I had this, you know, unlike Ringo, when I went to Rishikesh in India, I went into meditation and had some good experiences. So I believe what it says in the scriptures and in the Bhagavad Gita. It says there was never a time when you didn't exist, and there'll never be a time when you cease to exist. The only thing that changes is our bodily condition. Soul comes in the body, and we go from birth to death. And it's death, how I look at it, is like taking your suit off. You know, the soul is in these 3 bodies, and one body falls off. And I feel like that. I can feel him around here.
What mental state was John in at that time? Do you know?
Well, I'd never seen him for a couple of years before that, but I had enough experience. Well, we all did. During the 60s, we had, you know, there was people putting stuff in our coffee, which gave us some crazy experiences, and when they stopped doing it, we started putting it in our own coffee for a bit.
2 girls wondering what you put in your coffee over there.
And, you know, but, you know, we had a lot of experiences. I know John was, you know, he knew who he was, that he was a soul, that happened to be in this body for this period of time. And, you know, I don't think... it's just the method by which you die, you know. I mean, I think it's nicer if you can consciously leave your body at death, as opposed to just some lunatic shooting you on the street or having a plane crash, something like that. I think it's unfortunate the way he went out, but it doesn't really matter. He's okay, and life flows on within you and without you.
When did you hear it? Who told you? When did you hear that had happened?
I was at home, and I got a phone call. It was early in the morning. I was in the country, and I just got a phone call. And it was like, I think it was like that for everyone. It was just so horrific. You couldn't take it in, and I couldn't take it in. And I just, you know, just for days, you just couldn't think that he was gone, you know. So yeah, it was just a huge shock, and then I had to tell Linda and the kids, and you know, and Yeah, it was very difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, it was very difficult for everyone. That was like a really big shock, I think, in most people's lives. It's a bit like Kennedy.
Yeah.
There were certain moments like that.
The thing was because it was a shock for us, but we didn't know him.
Yeah, no, for me it was just so sad that, you know, I wasn't going to see him again and we weren't going to hang up. And, you know, for me, the biggest thing was that the guy who took his life, the phrase kept coming in my head, jerk of all jerks. It was just like, this is just a jerk. This is not even a guy politically motivated. It's just some total random thing. I go, hey, Pop.
Just to damage the broken person.
You know, yeah. So, yeah.
Do you still recall the day that John Lennon died as if it were yesterday? Does it still haunt you?
Yes, I do. It doesn't haunt me, but you know, it's still very clear in my mind that I was in the Bahamas. I was actually doing some work on a record I was making, and Barbara and we had a phone call from the children saying something's happened to John. And we said, well, what's happened? They didn't know. Anyway, they called back and they said, John's been shot and he's dead. It's a very strange time because your emotions are mad, you know what I mean? It just, you go all over the place. I mean, it's like, you don't believe it, but you have to believe it because it's a fact.